A very long time ago, the people who lived on the earth had become very, very bad. There wasn't anything nice about them at all. They were mean, fighting all the time, and their thoughts were yucky. As a matter of fact, they didn't have any good thoughts. They just had gross, disgusting, wicked, evil, yucky thoughts. Get the picture? They didn't love God, and this really hurt him. God was so sad that for a while he was sorry he even made man. And so he decided to start over. That's because God couldn't find anybody who still loved him, except one man, Noah. Now, Noah was a righteous man, a good man, and he loved God with all his heart. So God said,
Noah, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to send a flood like you have never seen to cover the whole earth. But I'm going to save you and your family.
Really, Lord? Oi, such a deal.
I want you to build an ark.
Me? What do I know from making an ark?
Make it waterproof and make it big, because you're going to have company.
Company? So who's coming?
I'm going to send you 2 of every unclean creature, 1 male type and 1 female type, that lives on the face of this planet, and 7 of every clean animal.
7? Nice number. Like the days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Noah, you're going to take all of these creatures with you on the ark.
All of them? It's like a zoo. Noah's zoo has a nice ring.
Noah. Now, I'll round up all the creatures, but you have to round up all the food to feed them. Between getting the food and building the ark, you're going to have your hands full.
Oy vey, I'll say.
You'd better get busy.
So, Noah set to work building this humongous ark. Now, you have to understand how weird this must have seemed to Noah's neighbors. Noah was working on this ark in his front yard, and the neighbors were passing by, shaking their heads and laughing. "What's that big thing you're building, Noah?" they'd ask. "It's an ark. What does it look like?" "What's it for?" "It's gonna rain. Look at the sky." "Ha ha 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 ha!" They'd laugh. They'd snicker. "That Noah is nuts. Plain nuts." You see, people living then had never seen rain before. Can you just see the look on their faces when the animals started showing up? And here they come. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my! Llamas, iguanas, and birds from the sky. Peacocks and pelicans, pythons and fleas. Garter snakes, butterflies, crickets, and busy little bees. Armadillos, chinchillas, and sloths, including the greatest unknown behemoth. Every kind of animal, every kind of bird, every creepy crawly thing that wiggles, and some you've never heard. They marched on the ark in pairs. They all came in 2 by 2. There were just hundreds of them, waltzing and marching and dancing into Noah's zany zoo. Imagine how Noah's wife felt, watching rats and snakes go by, not to mention spiders and worms, mosquitoes and centipedes, grasshoppers, lizards, and horseflies. I'm sure that it made her shudder, made her skin just crawl. Well, she got the heebie-jeebies, yuck! It drove her up the wall. Well, the big day finally arrived. The humongous ark was completed. The specially invited animals were on board, and all the food had been gathered and stored for the long voyage. Noah and his wife, and Noah's 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives came and got on board the ark and settled into their quarters. When everybody was finally in, guess who shut the door? God. God shut the door. Then the rain started, and I'm not talking about a little drizzle. I'm not talking about a little drip. or drop. I'm talking gushers. Deluge.
Underwaters.
This rain was so thick, you couldn't see through it. Then the flood started. Waters from deep down in the earth burst to the surface and flooded the ground. The rain was falling so hard and the floods were coming so fast that soon the whole earth was covered with water. But the ark just floated on top and floated away with Noah and his family safe and dry inside. Now, most people, when they think of the story of Noah, picture Noah's family on the ark floating around for about 40 days. Nice cruise, huh? 'Cause that's how many days it rained, 40 days. But the Bible says that it took quite a while for the water to dry up after the rain stopped. I said after the rain stopped. Thank you. Actually, Noah was on the ark for about a whole year. So, let's take a minute and think about taking care of all those animals for a whole year. Oy vey. Noah's family must have been pretty busy. They had to feed the animals and give them fresh water, get them exercise, and I don't want to offend your sensibilities, but they had to clean out the cages too. I can imagine what their first organizational meeting must have been like. Okay, Shem, Noah said. You and your wife, you take the promenade deck where the big animals like the elephants, the hippos, and the giraffes are. Dad, what's a giraffe? Oy, I think we're in trouble. Son, it's the one with the long neck. Oh, I call that the Reacher. Whatever, just take care of it. Japheth, you and your wife, you take the birds on the second deck, and here, take these hats, you're gonna need them. And Ham, you and your wife will get the reptiles and the insects. Screamed Ham's wife. I hate slithery snakes. My wife and I, said Noah, we'll take care of the lions, the tigers, and the other felines. But Noah, sneezed his wife, I'm allergic to cats. I can't even think of the word without getting stuffed up. Noah, every time I walk by the tiger's cage, I start sneezing like crazy. Oh, Noah, please. In spite of their difficulties, they set about their work with happy hearts because God had chosen to save them. But let me tell you, the first night on the ark was a surprise. Just as the tired-out family was settling down to sleep, the animals who were active at night started kicking up their heels. The owls hooted, hoo-hoo, hoo-hoo. The lions roared, and the elephants trumpeted. Not exactly music to one's ears. Noah, I can't sleep, moaned his wife, who was still sniffling from the cat hair. Oh, these nocturnal animals will keep me up all night, Noah. Noah, wake up! What's the matter? Are you losing your hearing? Oh, he's not here. I forgot. He's got the night shift. Oh, dear. How will I ever get used to this? The night animals were quieting down, and Noah's family was finally drifting off to dreamland. It was almost dawn when suddenly their eyes flew open wide as the parrots and the kookaburras started screeching, and the roosters began to crow. Oh, brother, sniffed Noah's wife. I didn't sleep all week. On the second day of the flood, the bleary-eyed little family probably sat around the breakfast table and tried to think of more efficient ways to take care of the animals. "I got it!" exclaimed Noah. "We'll train those crazy chimpanzees and the silly spider monkeys to help. They can unlock the cages and help pass out the food. Hey, it couldn't hurt. How about using the horses and zebras and camels to help carry the food?" "Achoo!" sniffed Noah's wife. "That's a wonderful idea, dear," said Noah. And it really was a wonderful idea, but not at first. The chimpanzees got confused and brought the elephants hay and grain to the lions, who only ate meat. And the tigers weren't very fond of birdseed, and the parakeets hadn't the foggiest idea what to do with top sirloin. Spider monkeys by nature are very playful. They thought it would be funny to open up all the cages and let all the animals loose to have a party. Needless to say, there was a lot of training to do before this new system worked. But before long, the Ark was buzzing with organized activity. Everyone was helping, like the carrier pigeons, who delivered messages back and forth between Noah and his sons. "Send up a camel for a delivery on the Lido deck." Aye, Dad. One double lump coming right up." Achoo! Noah's poor wife was suffering so much with her allergies that they decided to let her just take care of the people. So she cooked 3 meals a day for her family, took care of their laundry, and did her best to keep their quarters clean and smelling fresh. No easy job when you're sharing an ark with all these animals. Achoo! For 40 days, the storm raged outside. The waters of the flood rose higher and higher. They covered the treetops, and finally they rose so high, all the mountains were covered with water. You couldn't see any land at all, just water. Noah's little family was working so hard on the ark, but sometimes it was difficult to take care of everything, because they felt sort of seasick. "Noah, I'm not feeling so well. Oh, my head, my tummy. I can't tell if I'm up, down, or sideways, Noah. Oh, just answer me this one question. Am I standing on the floor or on the ceiling?" "Doesn't matter. Here, hold this bucket." "Oh, Noah!" After 40 days, the rain stopped. The ark just floated. Noah's family was very relieved. No more seasickness. Bit by bit, the floodwaters started to go down. God sent a big wind to help blow the water away. Pretty soon, they could see mountaintops. Finally, the ark landed on Mount Ararat. "Oh boy, am I glad to be on solid ground," cheered Mrs. Noah. Now, you know they were very anxious to get off that ark. So Noah sent out a raven to fly around and see if there was any dry land yet. But the raven came back. "What? Still wet." Next, Noah sent out a dove to spy out the area. But the dove couldn't find a place to land. "Ooh, still wet." So Noah waited a week, and then he sent the dove out again. Whoopee! This time the dove had an olive leaf in her beak, so Noah knew that the land was drying up. Noah took off the covering of the ark and looked around. "It's dry! I haven't seen dry like this since Mrs. Noah was taking care of a vegetable garden," said Noah with glee, and his family cheered. "Hooray!" And at last, after a year, God said to Noah,
"Come out of the ark."
So Noah and his family and all of the creatures that were on the ark came out and started to spread over all the earth. They had a new job to do now, raising families, so there would be plenty of people and animals in the world. Noah was so grateful to God for saving his family that he made a sacrifice to the Lord, and this really pleased God. As a matter of fact, God was so pleased, he promised Noah that he would never again send a flood to destroy the whole earth. And just so Noah would remember, and just so all the people that would ever be born on the earth would remember that God would never destroy the earth with a flood again, God set a gorgeous, beautiful, radiant... Noah, what's that up in the sky? All those colors in a half circle. It's the sign of God's promise. It's a rainbow. So, whenever you see a rainbow, remember the story of Noah's Ark, and remember that God always, always keeps his promises.